The Sanju Samson trade situation is pure theatre. The situation keeps changing. The Delhi Capitals were very close to signing Sanju Samson. KKR want everyone. KKR want KL Rahul, KKR want Sanju Samson, but they're not really sure what tradable asset they bring to the table because both RR and CSK are intertwined right now. The trade deal could well involve someone as big as Ravindra Jadeja. The Sanju Samson trade situation is pure theatre. It's drama. It has everyone on the edge. The situation keeps changing, and that's how trade dynamics are. They are very fluid and they keep changing every day, every hour, every minute because there are a lot of parties involved. But this Sanju Samson situation is much more entertaining and theatrical and dramatic than what a Hardik Pandya situation was some years back when he moved back to Mumbai Indians on Gujarat Titans. MI and GT were the two only involved parties, and they had a RCB there because they needed to free up cash. That's how Cameron Green went to RCB in an all-cash deal so that MI get the purse to get Hardik Pandya back in MI colours. But with Sanju Samson, the situation is quite different. That is why we need to address these four parties. Now, the first party is Delhi Capitals. As we had reported, Delhi Capitals were very close to signing Sanju Samson and getting him back in DC colours. Now, how did that situation unfold? They agreed upon swapping Tristan Stubbs for Sanju Samson. RR wanted Stubbs, DC were okay with Stubbs, but that is where RR became a tad bit greedy. They wanted another uncapped player. They were just not willing to let go of Sanju in return of a player. Even if that player was as destructive as Tristan Stubbs, even if that player was as consistent as Tristan Stubbs lower down the order, they wanted the best value for Sanju Samson. That is where the negotiations came to an abrupt end. So what looked like a sure shot possibility was cancelled. Sanju at DC was not going to happen. Then come KKR. KKR want everyone. KKR want KL Rahul, KKR want Sanju Samson, but they're not really sure what tradable asset they bring to the table. That is why KKR negotiations end even before they start. KKR are gone. We'll come to CSK. But before that, we need to understand RR because both RR and CSK are intertwined right now. How they are intertwined right now? Because CSK and RR are locked in a negotiation over Sanju Samson, and the trade deal could well involve someone as big as Ravindra Jadeja. Yes, I'll repeat again. Sanju Samson for Ravindra Jadeja could well be a possibility, but again, as trade dynamics are, there could be a last minute hiccup and it could well be an all cash deal and all that jazz. But right now, both these parties are involved in heavy negotiations with regards to Ravindra Jadeja. And as TimesOfIndia.com had reported on November 1st, this is not the first time that Rajasthan Royals reached out to CSK for Ravindra Jadeja. That approach was made earlier too, but those conversations were on the back burner because RR were actively engaging with Delhi Capitals for Tristan Stubbs. Even when Tristan Stubbs conversations were happening, they didn't leave CSK in the cold. They kept their options open. Manoj Badale, the RR owner, has been very shrewd and very smart in negotiating these terms and conditions with regards to Sanju Samson and the trade deal. And once DC were out of the picture and both parties agreed that this is not moving forward, so we need to effect a plan B. DC were happy with what they had, so that is where RR knocked CSK again. CSK, in the meanwhile, as I have mentioned in my latest report for TimesOfIndia.com, CSK reached out to Ravindra Jadeja. And not just CSK, this was a high-profile CSK meeting and a shrewd administrator. Now, shrewd is not a bad word, okay? Shrewd is a very good word. By shrewd, I mean someone who's like one of the sharpest brains in the IPL going around. He touched base with Ravindra Jadeja, understanding his future plans, what he has in mind, conveying their thoughts with regards to at a franchise level, and that is where they got a little green signal to go forward. Now, there are two options on the table right now. CSK get Sanju Samson, RR get Ravindra Jadeja. But again, Manoj Badale is just not happy with Ravindra Jadeja. He wants another player. Now, that another player could well be Pathirana, and that another player could well be Sam Curran. There were demands for Shivam Dube and Dewald Brevis too. Brevis and Dube were turned down, but still on the table is a deal involving three parties. Those three parties are Sanju Samson, Ravindra Jadeja, plus another player. That another player could well be Pathirana, as his manager has suggested on Instagram yesterday with a pink story, and he has a loading there. So a lot is at play right now. Even if that just doesn't add up, and there is some last minute intervention which forces Ravindra Jadeja to stay at CSK, an all cash deal could be worked out. Because CSK wants Sanju Samson wants CSK. That is there. But as I have been saying repeatedly, an IPL trade just doesn't work on what you want. Because had that been the case, KKR would have bought a player. But they are sitting empty-handed. So keep watching TOI Sports. We'll keep bringing you all the updates from IPL trading window, and it will end very very soon when the retention and release deadline comes close. So keep watching TOI Sports. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to stay notified. You'll get all the updates here. So don't go anywhere.